So March is Women's History Month.
Yes.
It's always a fun time to celebrate kind of the women both in our Filoli story and the women who lead and work here at today.
Right.
What comes to your mind when you think about women's history?
Well, I think that in a historic place, first of all, it's often the women's stories that aren't told first, and I think many historic sites have been changing that narrative, and I think we sort of had a strong women's narrative from the beginning. You know, the house when it was built, all the plans say a home for Agnes Bourn. I know. And then it was Lurline Roth who made the decision to give Filoli to the National Trust. And, you know, it was really a women's story from the beginning.
Every fact I learn about, you know, Agnes creating this place in the, you know, early 1900s and the way she was pioneering, had her own passport, you know, had her name on the deed of a Rolls Royce. Like, it makes me...
traveled by herself.
Exactly. So independent.
Right.
It makes sense that this, you know, we can feel her presence and her influence and vision here today. And then, of course, you know, Filoli is the story of Lurline, and that donation to the National Trust is so important and the reason that we all get to be enjoying this beauty today. And then, like, Bella Warren.
I was just going to say that. Always on my mind, Bella Warren. You know, and Bella Warren and her sister having, you know, a florist in the beginning and then becoming designers, and the Bella Warren connection to Hearst Castle, and you know, and it's just really immersive, and even the early history of Filoli with the National Trust being, you know, really galvanized by volunteers, by the Friends of Filoli. By garden clubs, and you know, it was a women's effort. This was a women's effort to bring Filoli to the forefront, for sure.
And we get to be the recipients of all that work and that energy that went into preserving and sharing it.
Right, some great garden history, even in more modern times, with Lucy Tolmack leading the garden for so many years, and I think that tradition continues today. You know, we have a dominantly female staff, a lot of women on staff, a lot of leadership with women, a lot of innovation with women. You with your Morning in the Garden podcast revolution, which has been amazing. So many great things are being done by women here at Filoli.
I love to hear about people whose, you know, careers have really taken off here. And like, I think of Susan O'Sullivan, whose office is right across from me, who has had so many different jobs at Filoli and now leads our external relations department. Like, what a cool story and what a great role model for someone who's kind of still coming up in my career, to see the growth that you can have somewhere like this. Right.
We have an employee who worked here and now is running a park foundation for a national park, you know, also the women who've come through and are out in the world doing amazing things. So many interns and horticulturists, and, you know, just wonderful stories. Well,
and I'll say, you know, it really makes such a big difference to have such a strong female leader, to see you carry out your vision at Filoli and also be a model for people who want to have this kind of career in public gardens.
Thank you.
Inspiring.
Thank you. It's obviously important for me to be a woman leader, and I really do want to encourage the next generation. In addition to my career at Filoli, and I've been involved in the Public Gardens Association and helping to recruit more women for their board has been really important. You know, just really trying to support women in the industry generally. I think that's really exciting to be able to do.
And the leadership on our board too. I mean, I think that is also inspiring to me, the way that we have diversified and seeing these strong women who are helping lead and guide us.
Yes, absolutely. The board has been dominantly women for a number of years now as well, and really strong leaders in that. As we think about diversity and inclusion and our deep commitment to that, I think that it's about creating a sense of belonging for everybody, and being a place where people can find commonality, find each other, see each other through a different lens, have a common goal. You know, we don't have to agree on everything to love gardens and love what we're doing here at Filoli and love beauty and nature and share our stories. And, you know, I think that that's what we want to be at Filoli.
I feel like people are celebrated for what they bring to the table, no matter who they are.
I hope so, yeah. I think, and we're looking for that. I think that looking at the way people see the garden, the way they use the garden, the things they want to do here, it's different for everybody. You know, everyone comes with a different lens. And I think that we've been exceptionally good at that in recent years, of letting people create their own story when they come. And I love, one of the things I love about the guests, when thinking about Women's History Month, is that so many examples of people coming with all the generations, you know, great-grandma, grandma, mom, nieces and nephews, you know, cousins, like everybody comes. And sometimes they all come at the same time. Sometimes they all come together. And I think it's an intergenerational sharing of a love and a passion that's really exciting.
A place to celebrate family and celebrate the people who are keeping those families together.
Right.
Doing that kin keeping.
Exactly.
Even if it's just, we're going to Filoli in the spring.
That's right.
It's our tradition.
Right, yeah. I like that tradition. That's a good one.